In conclusion, Jonah Lahir's Imagine How Creativity Works offers a fascinating exploration of the science behind creativity and the factors that drive innovative thinking. Lahir emphasizes that creativity is not just an innate talent but a skill that can be cultivated, nurtured, and harnessed in various ways. From the power of play and constraints to the importance of failure and collaboration, the book sheds light on how creativity thrives under the right conditions. Whether in science, art, business, or daily life, the ability to think creatively is essential for problem solving and innovation. As we wrap up this journey through the book, remember that creativity is not a mysterious gift but a process that can be developed, explored, and expanded upon. Thank you for joining us in this audiobook summary on Imagine How Creativity Works. I hope you found the insights shared in this book inspiring and thought-provoking. Remember, creativity is all around us, and with the right mindset, anyone can tap into their creative potential. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to subscribe to Audiobook World for more insightful audiobook summaries that bring great ideas right to your ears. Stay curious, keep imagining, and until next time, happy listening. Do the Work by Steven Pressfield is not just a book. It's a battle cry for anyone struggling to turn ideas into reality. Whether you are writing a book, starting a business, or chasing a dream, one thing will always stand in your way: resistance, that invisible force that fills your mind with fear, doubt, and endless excuses. But here's the truth: resistance is not a sign to stop. It's proof that what you are doing matters. Pressfield doesn't just talk about motivation. He gives you a war plan to fight back. His message is simple: stop overthinking. Start now. Push through fear, self-doubt, and perfectionism. Because the only way to win is to do the work. Welcome to Audiobook World, where books come to life through powerful storytelling. In today's fast-moving world, finding time to read can be tough. But that doesn't mean you should stop learning. That's where we come in. We break down the most insightful books, transforming them into engaging, easy-to-digest summaries that fit right into your busy life. Knowledge is power, but only if you use it. So, get ready to absorb game-changing ideas, sharpen your mindset, and take action. This is your moment. This is your journey. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Resistance will come. Every time you start something new, something that truly matters, something that has the potential to change your life, you will face an invisible enemy. Resistance, it's not just a little distraction. It's a force that actively works against you. The moment you decide to write a book, start a business, get in shape, or chase any meaningful goal, resistance wakes up. It fills your mind with doubt, fear, and endless excuses. It sounds like a voice inside your head. You're not ready. What if you fail? Maybe tomorrow. But resistance is not just negative thoughts. It's the sudden urge to check your phone, watch one more episode, do something, anything, except the work you need to do. It disguises itself as logic. It tells you, you need more research before you start. You are too tired today. Try tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. The stronger the dream, the stronger the resistance. Pressfield explains that resistance is strongest when the task is most important. If you feel extreme hesitation, if you feel scared to begin, that's a sign that you're on the right path. The more meaningful your work, the harder resistance will fight back. It knows that if you succeed, you will grow, you will change, you will become powerful. And resistance will do anything to stop that from happening. Resistance is not real, but its impact is. Here's the truth. Resistance has no physical form. It's not something you can see or touch. It's just a force in your mind. A lie, a trick, a test. And once you recognize it for what it is, you take away its power. But that doesn't mean it disappears. No matter how much you achieve, resistance will always return. Every new challenge, every new project, it will be there, waiting. The only cure is action. Most people try to think their way out of resistance. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. But waiting only makes resistance stronger. The only way to weaken it is to take action. Even a small step, even an imperfect start. The moment you move forward, resistance loses its grip. So, the question is not whether you will face resistance. You will. The real question is, will you push through it? Because if you don't fight resistance, it wins, and your dreams die before they even begin. Chapter 2. Start before you are ready. Most people wait. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions. But here's the truth. Perfection is an illusion. It's just another trick of resistance, another excuse to delay. Pressfield makes it clear. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait forever. The biggest enemy of progress is overthinking. The more you analyze, the more resistance grows. It fills your mind with doubts. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? These thoughts are nothing but traps, designed to keep you stuck. Jump in. Figure it out later. The secret to overcoming resistance? Start before you are ready. Take the first step. Even if it's messy. Even if it's small. Even if you don't know what you are doing. Because clarity comes from action, not from thinking. A writer doesn't wait for the perfect idea. They start writing. An entrepreneur doesn't wait for the perfect business plan. They start selling. A runner doesn't wait for the perfect weather. They start running. The moment you take action, momentum begins. And momentum is the enemy of resistance. Kill the need for approval. One of the biggest reasons people hesitate is fear of judgment. Fear of what others will say. But Pressfield reminds us, no one is watching. No one cares. People are too busy with their own struggles, their own resistance. The only thing that matters is what you do, not what others think. Action creates confidence. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. Every time you take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are stronger than resistance. And that proof builds confidence. The choice is simple. Start now, or stay stuck. There is no perfect moment, no perfect plan, no perfect time. There is only now. Chapter 3. Stay stupid. Trust the process. Overthinking is the enemy of action. The more you analyze, the more resistance grows. It whispers doubts, creates confusion, and paralyzes you with fear. That's why Pressfield gives unexpected advice. Stay stupid. Now, he doesn't mean to be careless or ignorant. What he means is, stop overthinking. Stop waiting to know everything. Stop trying to control every step before you take action. Some of the most intelligent people struggle the most. Not because they lack ability, but because they think too much. They try to predict every challenge, solve every problem in advance, avoid every possible failure. But the truth is, you can't know everything ahead of time. And if you wait until you do, you'll never start. The mind is a trickster. Don't let it fool you. Your brain will convince you that you need more time, more research, more preparation. It will tell you, you don't know enough yet. You are not ready. What if you make a mistake? But Pressfield reminds us, mistakes are not the enemy. Inaction is. The only way to learn is by doing. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't wait until they fully understand balance. They don't study muscle mechanics or physics. They simply try. They fall. They get up. They try again. And that's how progress happens. Trust the process. The road unfolds as you walk it. Creativity is not a straight line. It's unpredictable, messy, full of failures and unexpected turns. But you don't need to see the entire road. You just need to take the next step. If you want to be a writer, write. Don't judge your words. Don't wait for inspiration. If you want to build something, start. Don't worry about the end result. If you want to start a business, begin. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Because perfection is just resistance in disguise. Action first, thinking later. Most people believe they need to think first, then act. But Pressfield flips this idea. Act first, then think. Once you are in motion, clarity comes, energy comes, solutions appear, ideas flow. But if you sit still, thinking, planning, waiting, nothing happens. The lesson is simple. Stay stupid. Trust the process. Take action. Because the only way to figure things out is by doing the work. Chapter 4. Resistance will lie to you. Don't listen. Resistance is not just an obstacle. It's a master manipulator. It doesn't always stop you with fear or laziness. Sometimes it's more subtle. It whispers lies. Convincing, logical, deceptive. And if you believe these lies, you'll stay stuck forever. Resistance knows exactly how to manipulate your thoughts. It doesn't scream at you. It doesn't force you to quit. Instead, it gently nudges you away from your work. It fills your mind with doubts, excuses, and distractions. The worst part? It sounds like your own voice. So you believe it. The lies resistance tells you. 1. You need more time. This is one of the biggest traps. You tell yourself, I'll start when I have more time. Maybe after the holidays. Maybe next week. Maybe next month. But let's be honest. There will never be a perfect time. Life will always be busy. There will always be distractions. New responsibilities. Unexpected challenges. The more you wait, the harder it gets. Successful people don't wait for the perfect time. They create the time. They work in small pockets of time. Early mornings, late nights, even during lunch breaks. Because they know, if they don't make time, they will never start. 2. You need more research. This is another trick. Resistance makes you feel like you are being productive. You tell yourself, I am not procrastinating. I am just preparing. So you read another book, watch another video, take another course. But deep down, you know the truth. Yes, research is important. But too much research is just another excuse. A delay tactic. A way to avoid starting. At some point, you have to stop studying and start doing. A writer doesn't learn how to write by reading 50 books about writing. They write. An entrepreneur doesn't become successful by watching 100 business videos. They start. A musician doesn't master an instrument by reading music theory all day. They practice. Knowledge is useless without action. 3. You are not good enough. This is the most dangerous lie. Resistance makes you doubt yourself. It makes you feel like an imposter, like you don't have the skills, like you are not talented enough, like you are not ready. But here's the truth. No one starts as an expert. Every great artist, writer, athlete, business person started as a beginner. They weren't good when they started, but they kept going. And that's why they became great. Think about a baby learning to walk. They don't say, I'll start walking when I know how to do it perfectly. No. They try. They fail. They try again. That's how progress happens. You don't need to be great to start. You need to start to become great. How to outsmart resistance. 1. Recognize the lies. Every time you hear yourself say, maybe later, or I'm not ready, stop and ask yourself, is this resistance talking? Most of the time, it is. 2. Take action anyway. Even if you don't feel ready. Even if you have doubts. Start. Resistance only has power when you listen to it. The moment you take action, it weakens. 3. Turn off your inner critic. Most people fail not because they aren't capable, but because they doubt themselves too much. Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to show up. Do the work. Improve as you go. 4. Break the cycle of overthinking. The more you think, the harder it gets to start. Thinking leads to hesitation. Hesitation leads to doubt. Doubt leads to inaction. Don't think. Just start. The truth about resistance. Resistance will never disappear. It will always be there. It will always try to stop you. But once you understand its tricks, once you stop believing its lies, once you train yourself to act despite fear, you become unstoppable. So the next time resistance whispers in your ear, don't listen. Don't wait. Don't overthink. Just do the work. Chapter 5. The disaster before the breakthrough. Every great project, every big goal, every dream worth chasing goes through a crisis, a moment where everything feels like it's falling apart, where nothing seems to be working, where you start to doubt yourself. This is what Pressfield calls the disaster. It happens to everyone. You start with excitement, energy, motivation. You feel unstoppable. The work flows easily. But then, you hit a wall. Suddenly, the excitement disappears. The doubts grow stronger. You feel overwhelmed, stuck, lost, maybe even ready to quit. This is resistance at its peak. And here's the harsh truth. Most people quit at this stage. They believe the struggle means something is wrong. That maybe they're not good enough. That maybe they should stop. But Pressfield says, this moment is not a sign to quit. It's a sign that you are close to a breakthrough. Why the disaster happens? The moment you commit to something big, resistance fights back harder than ever. It creates delays, confusion, problems. You'll face technical difficulties, unexpected obstacles, criticism from others, and worst of all, self-doubt. It's like running a marathon. The hardest part is not the first mile or the last mile. It's the middle, when exhaustion kicks in, when your body wants to stop, when your mind says, maybe I can't do this. But those who push through, who keep going despite the pain, find their second wind. They break through the wall. And suddenly, everything changes. The turning point. Pressfield explains that this breakdown phase is not optional. It's part of the process. Every creative work, every major goal, goes through this stage. And if you keep pushing forward, something incredible happens. If you are writing a book, the hardest chapter comes before the best one. If you are building a business, the biggest setback happens before the biggest breakthrough. If you are chasing a dream, the deepest doubt comes before the greatest success. This moment, the one where you feel like quitting, this is the test. The universe asking, how bad do you really want this? How to survive the disaster phase. 1. Expect it. Know that the struggle is coming. Don't be surprised when it happens. Be ready. 2. Keep going. Even when it feels pointless. Even when you are tired. Push forward. The breakthrough is closer than you think. 3. Ignore the negative voices, your own doubts, other people's opinions. The world will try to convince you to stop. Don't listen. 4. Take one small step. When everything feels overwhelming, just focus on one small action. Then another. Then another. Keep moving. Success belongs to those who don't quit. Most people fail. Not because they aren't talented. Not because they aren't capable. But because they give up too soon. They quit when the pressure increases. When things get hard. When doubt creeps in. But those who push through, they succeed. Because if you can survive the disaster, you will reach the breakthrough. Chapter 6. Fear is good. Use it. Fear feels like the enemy. It makes your heart race, your hands sweat, your mind freeze. It tells you to stop, to turn back, to stay safe. But here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is a sign you're on the right path. Pressfield says, if you are not feeling fear, you are probably not doing anything important. Fear only shows up when you are stepping outside your comfort zone. When you are growing. When you are about to create something meaningful. Think about it. Would you feel fear if you were doing something easy? Would you feel fear if you were staying the same? No. Fear comes when you re-challenging yourself. When you rewriting a book, starting a business, performing on stage, taking a risk. Fear means you redoing something that matters. The difference between fear and resistance. Fear and resistance work together. Resistance tries to stop you, and fear is its strongest weapon. But here's the secret. Fear is actually a compass. Instead of avoiding it, follow it. If something scares you, it probably means it's important. If you feel fear before a big decision, it probably means you are about to grow. If you feel fear before starting a project, it probably means it's worth doing. How to use fear instead of running from it. 1. Recognize fear as a guide. Most people think fear is a stop sign, but it's actually a green light. It's saying, Go. This is important. This is the thing you need to do. Instead of running away, lean in. 2. Feel the fear. Do it anyway. Fear will always be there. It never disappears. The key is not to get rid of fear. The key is to act despite fear. A writer feels fear before publishing their book. They publish anyway. An entrepreneur feels fear before launching their business. They launch anyway. A speaker feels fear before stepping on stage. They speak anyway. Fear never goes away. But successful people move forward with fear. 3. The greater the fear, the greater the reward. Pressfield says, the more fear you feel, the more important the work is. If something excites you and scares you at the same time, that's the thing you must do. The biggest regrets in life are not the things we tried and failed at. They're the things we never tried because we were afraid. Fear will always be there. The question is, what will you do? Fear is part of the journey. You can let it stop you, or you can use it as fuel. You can let it control you, or you can take control. The choice is simple. Feel the fear and do the work anyway. Chapter 7. Start before you are ready. Most people dream of doing something great. Writing a book, starting a business, learning a skill. But they wait. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect confidence. They tell themselves, I'll start when I'm ready. But here's the truth. You will never feel ready. Pressfield calls this one of the greatest lies resistance tells us. It makes us believe that preparation comes before action. That we need to be fully confident, fully skilled, fully prepared before we begin. But this is just another trick, another delay, another excuse. The reality is, readiness is a myth. Action is what creates readiness. The illusion of readiness. Think about a big moment in your life. Maybe your first job, your first public speech, your first big project. Did you feel ready? Probably not. But you did it anyway. And once you started, you figured it out. This is how all success works. A writer doesn't wait until they're inspired. They start writing and inspiration comes. A musician doesn't wait until they master every technique. They start playing and mastery follows. An entrepreneur doesn't wait until they have a perfect business plan. They launch, learn, and adjust. You don't become ready first. You become ready by starting. Why most people never start? 1. They fear failure. They think, what if I mess up? What if I look stupid? What if I fail? But here's the truth. Failing is better than never trying. Every failure teaches you something. But waiting teaches you nothing. 2. They overthink. They analyze. They research. They plan. But they never act. Planning feels productive. But without action, it's just another form of procrastination. 3. They wait for confidence. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. You don't feel confident before you start. You feel confident because you start. 4. They compare themselves to experts. They look at successful people and think, I'm not that good. I should wait. But they forget. Every expert was once a beginner. They weren't perfect when they started. They improved because they started. The power of starting before you are ready. Pressfield says, if something scares you, if it excites you and terrifies you at the same time, that's a sign you must do it. The fear means it's important. Most people let fear stop them. Winners use fear as a signal. Instead of waiting until they feel ready, they take action first. They write the first sentence, even if it's bad. They launch the business, even if they don't have all the answers. They start the project, even if they feel unprepared. And something incredible happens. Once they start, momentum takes over. They learn as they go. They adapt. They grow. And suddenly, they become ready. How to start before you feel ready? 1. Lower the pressure. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. One small step is enough. Perfection is the enemy of progress. 2. Commit publicly. Tell people what you are going to do. This makes it harder to back out. Accountability creates momentum. 3. Set a deadline. Don't say, I'll start someday. Set a date. Even better. Start today. 4. Take the first step immediately. Write the first sentence. Make the first call. Record the first video. Action kills fear. 5. Trust that you will figure it out. No one starts with all the answers. But once you take action, the path becomes clearer. Success belongs to those who start. Most people wait their entire lives and never start. They have ideas, dreams, goals, but fear holds them back. They watch others succeed and wonder, what if I had just started? Don't be one of them. Start before you are ready. Start messy. Start scared. But start, because the secret to success is simple. Those who start win